What is up, Loudmouth Sports Talk, Loudmouth Sports Group? It is your host of Loudmouth Sports Talk, the true champ, the face of Off the Top Rope, Sean, with the other guy.
Loudmouth Luch.
And let me say, Luch, Mama, we did it, Mama.
Oh,
yes, we did it,
stop.
Mama.
What?
Listen, we did it, Mama. We did it. It happened.
It was BS.
No, it wasn't. Mama, we worked so hard for it.
Sami Zayn should still be champion.
Why? Why should it be champion? We did it, Mama. We beat him. We are new. You're new Intercontinental Champion Big E.
And it's not going to last long because jokes and funny shit don't get you to what you need to do. So you know what, Big E? You can have your little title run, your little 2-week, 1 week, 3-week title run. Longest it will be is 4 to the Royal Rumble. But you need to understand that laughing shit is not going to get you anywhere. And let's be honest, it was a lumberjack match. Okay, it wasn't fair on Sami Zayn's part.
How's it not fair? There was guys on. There was
trying to leave.
Why? Why was he trying to leave? He didn't get hurt. You know he didn't get hurt. He was doing just fine. Got hurt.
Listen.
You're even laughing because you even know he didn't get hurt.
Listen. No, I'm not laughing.
Now give
who?
Big E his respect. Put the respect on his name because
I can't.
We are the new WWE Intercontinental Champion.
You're actually going to put respect on his name already?
Absolutely. I've been put his respect on his name.
What did he do? You know what? I will give him a little bit, just the tiniest bit of respect, because he beat one of the best in the business today, Mr. Sami Zayn. He beat one of the best, if not the best, in the business. So I give him a little props.
Are you? Thank you. All right. But moving on.
The slightest props. But besides that, don't anybody worry. At Royal Rumble, I guarantee we will have a new Intercontinental Champion.
You will not have a new Intercontinental Champion, whatever. Moving on to the TLC recap. I gave TLC a 2. Was not impressed with it at all.
You get the whole pay-per-view.
The whole pay-per-view a 2.
Jean. Oh, okay. Whole pay-per-view 2. All right. I'm gonna say the overall. I'm gonna say probably like a 3.5. Now let's go through the matches. We had the pre-show match, which was an 8-man tag match. DB, Chad Gable, Otis, and Big E, which I do have to say, Otis, you are slimming down probably thanks to Chad Gable.
He is.
They were versing Cesaro, the purest wrestler there is, Shinsuke Nakamura, Sami Zayn, and Baron Corbin with his two people, the people that make sure that the king is safe from all them people that want what the king has, his crown. And
he's there because they're the king's lackeys. They're the king's lackeys.
Shut up. You wish you were a lackey, Sean. You wish you were a lackey. Okay, then we go to the pay-per-view. Oh, and sorry, DB, Chad, Otis, and Big E won that one with Big E getting the pin.
Exactly. Who got the pin? Who got the pin? Who got the pin?
Who got the pin was Big E, but who
got the pin last night to make him the new Intercontinental Champion, and that was Big E.
I mean, that was a lucky thing.
Whatever.
Like I said, he got lucky. Moving on, we go to the pay-per-view. They start off with Drew versus AJ in a TLC match for the WWE title.
And once again, my boy the champ, climbed the ladder against the odds. Against the odds, because we had the Miz cash in his money in the bank, and what happened? He lost it.
Did not.
Yes,
he did not cash in. Who gave the briefcase to the referee? Who gave it to him?
We know it was John Morrison, but he could have easily said, I don't want to wrestle. He could have easily said, I don't want to wrestle.
Miz didn't give it up.
The Miz had a chance not to wrestle. Did the Miz have a choice not to wrestle? Yes or no?
No, not at the point after his friend gave the briefcase over, he had to then wrestle because the match started.
But it seemed like he was all for it. He was all for it. He was all for it.
Didn't ask Miz.
He was all for it.
So, with that being said, the Miz got cheated, should have his Money in the Bank briefcase back.
Whatever.
And let me say something, AJ Styles. You need to get rid of that big fucking ogre you have standing next to you, because he didn't do fucking nothing during the match. He didn't help you in any way. Get rid of him.
Because he knew Drew McIntyre would put him to waste.
Oh, please. Drew McIntyre. You know what should get put to waste? Drew McIntyre's promos, Drew McIntyre's entrance. That should all get put to waste.
You're just mad because Drew McIntyre is still your champion.
Versus Carmella for the SmackDown Women's title.
Oh, and who is still the WWE Women's Champion, SmackDown Women's Champion, the Boss.
Holding tights.
Whatever.
Held the tights.
Yeah, okay. That's what we saw.
Versus Hurt Business for the Raw Tag Team titles. And let me say something, everyone. It came home to where it belongs, in the Hurt Business, where it all should be. And speaking of the Hurt Business, I want to put out something that I heard, something I read, that the Hurt Business is scouting somebody. Hurt Business is scouting a big name in professional wrestling. Might be one of the biggest names in professional wrestling right now. I'm talking about Keith Lee. Now, if Keith Lee stops this bullshit thing that he does, and he's nice, and
Keith Lee will never listen. Keith Lee will never succumb to going over to the Hurt Business. Because all it's gonna do is hurt his business if he gets in with the Hurt business.
Sean, everyone who steps foot in this faction is getting titles. Everyone who steps foot behind MVP's guidance is getting title shots and getting the gold around their waist. Who wouldn't want to get the gold around their waist?
In a dirty way? In a dirty way?
It doesn't matter. He's getting it.
No.
It doesn't matter, Sean. He's getting it.
But Hurt Business, enjoy the titles while you have them, because
they will.
New Day will come back, and New Day will reclaim their championship. But also, I will give respect to somebody on the Hurt Business, and that is who was that went over to Shad's Shelton Benjamin. I give you are nothing but a class act, sir. What you did going from TLC strictly to going to Shad's son and sharing your title with him because of the how much respect and the friendship you had with his father. Nothing. That is pure class. Pure class. And that's the only thing I give you respect for. Moving on.
He is one of the best in the business today, Sean.
I thought Sami Zayn was.
Listen, there could be multiple, okay? There could be multiple, okay? But moving on.
Moving on.
We have Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler versus Asuka, and the to be announced, who was the queen?
Queen! Woo!
Charlotte Flair is back.
Is back. And who wins? Who wins? It is nothing. The Empress of Tomorrow and the Queen.
And let me
their rightful place.
Let me say
as
something.
Tag team
I want to say
champions.
something, Sean. Shut
because
your mouth.
Nia and Shayna,
Listen,
you are nothing compared to them. You are peons.
Could never beat them. She had to go get somebody from a better caliber. She had to get somebody that is better than her to win this.
They are equal. Equal.
Flair will know and will understand this sooner or later. And when that happens, you mark my words, she will turn on Asuka and go for that title around her waist, because that is where it should be.
She's a true queen. She's a true class. She knows if she wants to go after the title, all she will do is just offer and say, hey, I want a title shot respectfully. She'll never turn against the Empress of Tomorrow.
That's what you think.
Moving on.
Then we have KO versus Roman in a TLC match for the Universal title.
And you better give Kevin Owens some respect for putting the fight that he gave to Tribal Chief, the champion Roman Reigns.
No. What air quotes around what? Champion.
Tribal Chief.
No.
Champion.
He is a champion. Title holders
Roman Reigns is a title holder.
How is he a title holder,
He's
Sean?
a title holder.
How's he a title holder?
He was only able to get that title because he had to go to Paul Heyman.
Actually, Paul Heyman came to him. Thank you very much. Why? Because Paul Heyman knows business.
Paul Heyman didn't call him.
Paul Heyman
didn't call him. He called Paul Heyman because he knew that he was going nowhere with his career, and he needed Paul Heyman.
Going nowhere with his career. Go nowhere. Oh, coming from the man who could do nothing else but put KO on a t-shirt. Going nowhere in his career. Coming from a man who loses every match he gets into because he's just not that good anymore. Coming from a man who just needs to be in the spotlight so bad that he wants to get killed in the ring. You need to understand,
passion.
Sean.
That's passion.
You need to understand, Sean.
That's passion, something that Roman Reigns will never have.
Roman Reigns has so much passion, Sean. You have 0 sense. Okay? This is a thing in his bloodline. This is his bloodline. He is the new head of the Samoans.
And he will just be like his cousin and eventually leave for the movie biz.
And what's wrong with that?
And forget where he came from.
What's wrong with The Rock has never forgot where he came from. The Rock has always stated he is and was a WWE superstar. So, Roman Reigns is the new face of SmackDown, the new face of the WWE, because he is the chief, and that is his island. Not only SmackDown, Raw, NXT.
Whatever. All he is nothing but a Samoan.
Then we go to the Fiend versus Randy in a Firefly Inferno match.
And once again, Randy shows that he controls the Fiend. The Fiend is the reason the Fiend exists is because of Randy. Those voices inside Bray's head is Randy's. And that is why Randy put away the Fiend for good.
put away the Fiend for good. Let me tell you something. Everyone who's watching, and Sean, because obviously you don't know too much, you can't kill a demon.
Did you see what he did to him at the end of the match? He's done.
How
He's gone.
can you burn something that comes from hell, Sean? How can you burn something that is Satan's friend? You can't. That, if you watch the show, which we all know Sean didn't, if you watch the show, you would saw when he got lit on fire, what happened. The fires erupted. The place went nuts because you were burning Satan himself. So, Randy, it was fun. Did you have fun burning him? Well, you better watch out because he is everywhere. He's everywhere. You heard Alexa Bliss. He's everywhere. And he's coming back. Definitely before the Royal Rumble, and I know that. That's a fact.
Okay, moving on.
That's a fact.
Moving on.
So I want to talk about one thing, and I forgot to mention on it when we were talking about that loser who will eventually drop the title. And, he's a title holder until the real true champion, Sami Zayn, gets it back. The Lumberjacks in this match,
yes.
for 1 minute, I kind of want to break character for a second and say, these people are doing their goddamn job.
They were.
Faces and heels, either way. They were doing their job. They were attacking Sami Zayn. Big E, the heels. And not only did the Lumberjacks, face Lumberjacks, they didn't run over and start fighting. They kind of ran over and was like, hey, man, come on. And it reminded me of the old school Lumberjack matches where that used to happen. It reminded me of more of that where it's like the faces are really still face. They're not going to fight you. They're not going to come over and there's going to be a big car crash pile up for Sami to come and do the, big flip over the ropes. They didn't do the normal spot, and I liked it. Something different. Thank God for that. And I just want to say that the Hills did a great job. Faces did a great job all around. I'm happy to see that Lumberjack matches are getting back to what they truly are at the end of the day. And it's to help your buddy, your face and heel buddies get over. And that is dope as hell to see that they're bringing back in a way.
Yes, I do agree that the Lumberjack match
also
was the true Lumberjack.
I want to take a second too and say when All Elite Wrestling, you need to put some respect and put some goddamn matches in this man and give this man a title shot. He is one of the best on your roster, and to disrespect this man and take him off your roster list is complete and utter
bullshit.
Are you talking about
the disrespectful piece of shit, Sean Spears?
How
is he disrespectful, man?
How is he being disrespectful?
To treat Tony Schiavone, one of the best announcers in the business today, like that.
He's an announcer.
But to treat him with such much disrespect.
He should have smacked
that man's been in that business for years. Sean Spears, I'm glad you're off the roster. When you learn how to come back, and you want to come back and you want to apologize to the executives of how you were this past Wednesday, maybe then you'll be allowed back on the roster and work your way for a title.
Hey, Tony Khan, listen. Why don't you call Sean Spears? You haven't come in, okay? And when you sit him down, you sit down, okay? You write him his check. And you hand it to him and say, I'm sorry that I treated you like shit. It's going to change. Because one thing you need to know, Tony Khan, is that man is money. That man sells. That man is going to be the next.
And that
big
man,
thing
and that
in
man is
wrestling.
just trying to
And-
be another. And you know what? That man is just trying to be another CM Punk. Please, please,
doing what? What is he
please.
doing? How
wants
is
to-
he trying to be a CM Punk?
Being a martyr for the business and trying to make things right. Get the hell out of here.
What do you mean make things right? You mean make things the way they're supposed to be? You mean, Sean, to make so the business stops getting the people that should get pushed and the people that have the talent get pushed instead of the people that are just big bodies and just, oh, you could lift over 400
Maybe
pounds.
if Sean would have stopped hiding behind Tully that whole time when he first
Did.
started in AEW, he would
He
have
didn't
shot.
hide behind.
Maybe if he wouldn't have
hiding.
hit,
He wasn't hiding.
maybe if he wouldn't have hit Cody in the head like he did in the beginning, he would have the respect in the back.
Actually, Sean, maybe if you took it, like if you would have took your wrestling career like Sean is, okay?
So
And
I'm going to tell you, don't go there. Don't go there. That's the last time I'm going to tell you. Don't go there.
And you would have sat back and took notes, everything would have been fine. He is doing what he needs to do. He is sitting back, taking his notes and saying, okay, Tully has me in his hands. When Tully tells me it's the time, I'm going in. When he tells me, Sean, come back. Sean, we need you. Tully knows when it's time. And it's going to be time. Because let me tell you something. There's FTR.
Please.
Sean Spears. And you need that fourth member. And who do you think that fourth member could be? In that 4 horsemen of AEW, let me tell you right now, it is Hangman Adam Page. You're going to get Sean Spears, FTR, and my man with Tully managing it. They're going to carry every belt they have.
Please.
Oh,
please. Please.
You know Sean Spears spoke facts in that promo.
Whatever.
You know he spoke facts. He is one of the best, and he will always be one of the best.
Whatever. Moving on.
There's going to be, listen, Ciampa.
Woo!
You're going to get what you have coming.
Thatcher, you're going to get what you have coming.
Thatcher.
Ciampa is going to kick his ass.
Thatcher never snuck up on anybody and took him down. Thatcher was the one who snuck up and stole it from Thatcher. My bad. Jesus.
Can't even talk because you don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I can't even talk. Listen. I can talk fine, okay? Ciampa needs to stop.
It's going to get another W under his belt by whipping his ass in that fight pit.
Who?
He's going to whoop Thatcher's ass in that fight pit.
Are you kidding me? Thatcher.
Yep.
He's going to get his ass kicked in a fight.
His ass kicked in that fight pit.
When's the last time Thatcher lost in a fight pit? He hasn't.
He's going to lose this one.
He hasn't.
He's going to lose this one. I'm telling you right now, it's Ciampa. Ciampa's the reason he's going to lose.
We'll have those predictions next week for you guys. But just know, Ciampa, you got something coming.
Thatcher, you got something coming.
On the wrong person. You snuck up on the wrong person in Thatcher. Don't think so. To which way?
To which way, Sean?
Sean, this one who thinks, Ciampa or Thatcher. Let's see what Sean says real fast, everyone. Because,
moving on, I'll come back to him, but moving on. What other rumors we got going besides the Keith Lee that could be going to me? You hear that?
Don't think so.
To Sean? Oh, to me. Don't think so to me. All right, whatever. When Ciampa gets his hand raised in 2 weeks.
Sean doesn't,
Whatever.
He doesn't fully understand.
Moving on. So this whole big Keith Lee could be going to the Hurt Business. I don't think he will make that type of,
like I said before,
demotion, as you could call it, to go into the Hurt Business.
Like I said before, who went with MVP Bobby Lashley first? What happened to Bobby Lashley? He got a WWE Championship run. Then he got the U.S. title. Then Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander went. And what happened to them? Tag team championships. Sean, they are destined to be a great faction. Now, if you could put Keith Lee, Big E, you're having a demolishing team. Cedric Alexander, the young buck of it all. MVP running it, knowing the business like the back of his hand. Shelton Benjamin, one of the best technical wrestlers in the business. Bobby Lashley, powerhouse. Keith Lee, all-around crazy superstar.
Keith Lee needs this to get to McIntyre.
I don't think he needs the Hurt Business to get
to McIntyre. Need the Hurt Business to get to McIntyre.
It will help. It'll be a big help.
Why? Because the Hurt Business will get involved somehow?
Hurt Business don't need to get involved. No. Did anyone get involved in that tag team match? No. Did anyone get involved when Bobby won his title? No. The Hurt Business knows what to do. You know why they're called the Hurt Business, Sean? Because they put a hurt to you.
To your business.
And that's their business.
Storyline. Well, if Keith Lee does go, Keith Lee, you'll lose my respect.
Yeah. And then and what's that?
Oh, okay.
And what's that?
Moving on for some other rumors out here. Did you, as you just posted, I seen that Vince truly not making his wrestlers independent with this. They're going to be gaming with each other and not Sheamus being the traitor, but it being Keith Lee.
Agree.
Okay.
Yeah, I seen that coming that way. When they started that whole thing, it's not going to be Sheamus. Sheamus is going to reveal himself.
Keith Lee doesn't need my respect.
Exactly. Tell him. Who is Sean? Who just Sean Evans doesn't respect me. I should not ever wrestle again. Sean, please. But Vince McMahon also needs to get his head out of his ass.
Yes,
like
he does.
Somebody else on this show.
Oh, really? All right.
And then you can have a good company with people. I think, honestly, if Vince would open up and give these guys what they want,
it's not going to happen.
But think, they would love the business more. They would love Vince more. So that would give Vince a little bit of leeway to go, hey, I need you to do this.
Here's my take on it, and I think this is what's happened that you have a problem with it. Is we've had before he said cut to Twitch and cut your social medias and we control it now. People had their own social medias. People were making their own videos. They were doing their thing, but throughout the timing, you had consistently leaked certain videos that kind of hurt WWE.
What do you mean? leaked videos.
Well, I mean, if we looked at leaked videos, we have leaked videos of Paige. Leaked photo of
I mean, that's
Rollins.
Of who?
Seth Rollins leaked photo. It's
But-
more of a quality control type
that's
deal.
them though.
That is
The
them. but-
wrestlers.
yes, but that is them. But that's granted, it's their private thing, and I get that. But at the end of the day, it's about quality control.
And at the end of the day, they need to understand they're famous too. There is no privacy when you're famous.
Right.
There's none. One photo gets out, it's on the internet.
And I
One
think
photo
that's
gets
why
out,
Mr. McMahon wants to control that part, because then he could say it won't fall on them. And I think it's more of a protection type deal, one for the wrestler, two for the company.
I think if they would have just set up a guideline and been like, listen, here's the list, and you can't talk about this. This is it. These are the 5, 6, 7, 10 things you cannot talk about on your live stream, right? Because I've watched this video of KO, and he was talking about driving in the car, and he was watching AJ stream, right? And he was talking to his boy as he was gaming, and he was kind of talking his contract, right? And he said Kevin Owens said, I texted him immediately and said, like, yo, bro, shut the fuck up. And like, don't talk about that when you're streaming.
Right.
And he texted back and was like, oh, Kevin said I shouldn't be talking about that. And no, it was Randy Orton. Randy Orton was streaming and was talking about his contract. And Kevin Owens was like, Randy, don't do that. Like that, don't do that. That's not smart. And so, yeah, like I said, I think if Vince would have just gave guidelines, hey, yo, just don't say this. Yo, don't do this. Don't say this.
Right.
And
If guidelines
guidelines
would be made, it would be a lot smoother.
And if you're going to use your name, stay in your gimmick. That's it. If you're going to use Bailey,
stay your gimmick, be Bailey. If you're going to use AJ Styles, be AJ Styles.
So that's that. But at the same time, would they be able to? Would AJ Styles be able to go on his own and call it his name? Like would he be able to? And still,
here's the thing, though, is with Vince, and I just watched an old video with John Cena when he was on the Howard Stern show. He mentioned how he owns John Cena's name and his government name. He owns it.
That's because that's his agent.
The intellectual. He owns intellectual properties. Now, what I'm thinking Vince does have is intellectual properties over all WWE superstars. So he can, he gets a percentage of what you get. And now, here's the problem, is maybe some of these people who are under contract, he doesn't have intellectual properties. So therefore, when you're doing these feeds, it's not lining Vince's pocket.
It's bullshit.
Moving on. Any other big rumors coming out, man?
Wait. How this is what I don't understand. You're under a 1099. How the fuck can you not have other things going for you?
It's probably in the contract. I can guarantee you these are things in the contract that they're saying. You listen, when they say you eat, live, breathe, sleep, drink WWE, you literally do that.
Listen, I understand Vince has very strict fucking rules, and Vince says, hey, you can't take a shit without calling me and asking me, hey, can I drop this deuce? But
I mean, you can't even go out and be like, hey, I want to go get a tattoo without calling Mark Carrano or
a few people could be, and it's because of their gimmick.
It's because they're good. But you couldn't, like, there's certain people that can't go out and get a tattoo that without making a call to an agent and making a call to WWE and be like, hey, I want to get this tattoo. Where do you want it at? Where do you want to get it at? Well, I want it on my leg. Is it going to be visible? Is it not going to be visible? So, that's, I mean, you have to think of it that way. I mean, let alone get a haircut. Hey, I want to cut my hair. Well, how do you want to cut it? Like it's always been when you first came in, or you want to go some? I mean, I'm pretty sure Randy Orton is past that now. He doesn't have to call to go get his hair cut. But I'm pretty sure back in the day when he went from like having a military cut to bald Randy, he had to make a phone call and be like, hey, I want to go strictly almost this bald look. Well, how we're going to change your character now, So, I mean, it's that intense in the industry.
Yeah, and depending on what company you're in, it is. And, to a point, is that bullshit, obviously.
If you watch Total Divas and what's her name? The Eva Marie, right?
Yeah, she got bitched at.
She got bitched at because she went from, they said dye it blonde, and she dyed it red. So, like, you're a blonde. I don't like blonde. I'm going to go and put red in my hair. And she, ever since then, she had no respect in a locker room. So it's yeah, you're a 1099. Yeah, you're an independent contractor, but you're under contract. And what's in your contract is you got to follow your contract.
Yeah. Vince needs to lighten up on this fucking contract. But I just want to say, as you said, I'm very, old school. I like some old school wrestling, old school wrestlers. Stone Cold Steve Austin recently did an interview. And they asked Stone Cold Steve Austin, who is the best heel in today's wrestling? And Stone Cold Steve Austin said, if you're talking about WWE, I can't think of anyone. Which, if I think of a heel, if I think WWE, yeah, there are people I can think of, but none that stand out. He went on to say Kenny Omega is the best heel we have today. And honestly, he holds 2 belts. He's going to go for a 3rd. He's on 2 shows, actually 3. So honestly, he is a great and the best wrestler, and he is a great heel. So, and I understand that, Sean doesn't get it because, he just doesn't get it. But when you see real, honest, true, genuine wrestling like Kenny Omega, you have to know that you're looking in the face of the next biggest thing in professional wrestling.
God, give me a break.
The biggest thing in professional wrestling.
Give me a break.
Give me a couple years now.
God, give me a break with this shit. Jesus.
A break with what? A break with the best wrestler in the world.
A break with a guy who said he wanted a gentleman's match, and what does he do?
It was a gentleman's match.
No, it wasn't.
How wasn't it a gentleman's
match? Don Callis gets involved. And then
Don Callis came down to the ring. He didn't get involved. Getting involved would have been...
He threw him the microphone that hit John Moxley in the head.
That's the biggest thing is MJF, and that is a fact. That is a fact. Next,
Mike Hill.
Next biggest heel. What do you mean? He sounds good. Yes, the in-ring, he is a little rusty, and he does need to tweak
rusty. It. Jesus. Rusty.
He'll wrestle circles around you, Sean.
Well, he's been training a lot longer than me there, so yeah.
But you've been alive a lot longer.
Whatever.
So, yeah, Sean, I will agree to that. Yes, the next biggest thing is MJF. That is a fact. But Kenny Omega, if you are a wrestling fan, you have to know he is a great heel. He's doing his job.
He is a great heel. He is doing his job. He has me hating him and wanting to punch him in the face. So you are doing your job. MJF, you're doing your job. You make me want to punch you in the face. So,
and he's going to be the reason the Inner Circle breakup. Kenny
absolutely.
Omega is done.
Absolutely.
Matt Light, listen. He's not done. Says who? Says Matt Light.
Matt Light, the
Says
man
Matt
who
Light.
knows the business, unlike you.
Matt Light. How he knows that
Hasn't done shit in 3 years.
3 years. Listen, Kenny Omega.
Matt, I would love to have you
Kenny
on right
Omega
now.
could pick up a pen and entertain people. Okay? He can wrestle a pen and entertain people. New Japan Omega was amazing, but this version is not terrible. What he's doing is making the business better. He's going from brand to brand, making sure all of them work together. He can't headline a t-shirt company. He sucks. Listen, headline a t-shirt company. He's the second biggest t-shirt merch on AEW. Second, and he would be number one if it wasn't for Mr. Sting.
Well, Matt, I just sent you a link.
Okay.
Please feel free to come on if you would like and put this man in his place. We might have our differences, but you are so right about Kenny Omega.
It would be Omega, but Sting came in, and swooped away. Old man needs to stay away.
You want him to stay away because you fear that
Steve Austin.
You fear that Sting will ruin FTR if FTR comes after him.
Sting ruin FTR.
You see that baseball bat? You know what he's capable of doing.
Finish FTR.
He will ruin FTR. He'll ruin when Hobbs wanted to go after him. You know what would happen to him?
Who?
You know what would happen to him?
Hobbs. Listen, he could hit Hobbs. What happens when Cage comes?
It hit him too. You know what he's capable with that bat.
He's not going to be able to fight a group of men, Sean.
Darby Allin would have gotten involved.
Well, that's something too that needs to be either happen or Darby needs to take a swing. Somebody needs to. Yeah, let me put that up for everyone to see real fast. Okay? And that's a fact. He shouldn't wrestle. He's going to. He's too fucking old to do it. The reason Vince didn't book him for another one. So, yeah.
Matt Truth. Big Matt White.
Son of a bitch.
What's up, losers?
Kiss Dude thinks Kenny Omega is the best thing in wrestling today.
Is he?
Yes.
Why?
Why? Look what he's doing. He's
Nothing.
At the top of the mountain at AEW.
Is he champion?
Yeah.
Well,
he beat Moxley by hitting him in the head with a microphone.
Because that hurts. Because a fucking styrofoam microphone hurts. They had an eye gouging match. Nobody died. But when you get hit with a 6-ounce fucking microphone, you win the title. Oh, good company, though. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, hold on a second. Wait a minute. Hold on, wait. Knocked out. Guess I might as well just take my fucking championship now. Okay. Makes no sense. AEW's not good. And it's okay.
Oh, please.
It's not. It's fun.
Their booking is not bad. It's the fucking wrestlers.
Isn't that the biggest problem? Isn't it called professional wrestling, not professional booking?
Yeah, but it's the wrestling part, the wrestlers that are having a problem. JR said it best. They're doing the same spots week in and week out.
Mm-hmm.
Same shit.
Mm-hmm.
Week in and week out. And it's getting boring and getting very repetitive.
Because it's a bunch of 5'5" little fuckers who couldn't get on WWE, and it's a spot
big
fest.
There's big men.
Who?
Hobbs. Cage, Archer. I mean, you could consider Pillman.
Brian
right?
Cage, how tall is he? 5'8"?
How tall is Cage?
He's not tall. I don't think he's
Tall.
tall.
I don't think he's tall either.
I don't think he's tall. He just
He's
looks
a big guy, though.
Kind of.
Kind of.
To them.
Well, yeah,
But
to them. What's a
if you-
big guy? What's a big guy to you? Like a 7-foot freak?
Roman Reigns.
How tall is Roman?
What is he? 6'3", 6'4"? Drew McIntyre 6'5".
So to be a big man in the business, you have to be over 6 foot, is what you're saying.
You 100%, yeah.
So if you would like to turn a little bit and show the cardboard standee you have.
Yeah, he's 5'10". He's not a big man.
He was
But-
never a big man.
I
He
understand.
was
but
never considered a big man.
I understand. But he was in the biggest match. His best matches were with big men.
Because he made them
Or
look
big man.
good. He made
Yeah.
them look good.
So he made Undertaker look good.
No.
You can't say that. No.
John,
Undertaker.
no, listen.
I'll-
67-year-old Undertaker has had great matches since Shawn Michaels. Let me name them all. Ready? All right, I named them all.
AJ Styles.
Hey.
Styles.
Right. And who's that? Arguably the best wrestler right now, right? Okay.
In WWE.
Who's better than him in AEW, please?
In AEW?
Yeah. I'll wait. Say Kenny Omega. Go ahead.
I mean,
Please, go ahead. Yeah.
you could say
You
Omega.
You could say anything and not be right.
Omega.
I could
So
say
wait,
Carlito.
you really think when it comes down to wrestling skills, you're taking AJ Styles over Omega?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And AJ Styles over Kenny Omega.
Because he's phenomenal. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
You guys are fucking nuts. Oh my
No,
god.
I know. I'm dumb for siding with $1 billion company, right? Instead of listening to a guy who has arguably the worst professional football team in the history, the Jacksonville Jaguars. He can't make a football team work. He can't make a wrestling program work. If it wasn't for MJF right now, nobody would be watching. Nobody.
I don't know, because Penta, Phoenix, those are big names over there, and
No, they're not. I booked them for
Penta.
I booked him for $1,500. Big fucking
Back
deal.
when was this? When was
Big
this?
fucking
When
deal.
was this? When was this?
Blackcraft.
But when? Year.
2018.
2 years ago.
He grew
And-
a lot in 2 years.
yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, and he wasn't good
Oh,
enough
wait,
to
you're
get
saying-
this, but I have it. No, I know.
Listen,
I'll
They
wait.
have
No, I'll
big
wait. Go ahead. Name
What do you
somebody
mean?
else.
what do you mean? Hold on, because I have the whole roster right here.
Well, if they're so good, you should know them. Why do you got to read a book?
I don't got to read a book, but there's so many. Okay,
Okay.
there's a lot. Okay,
Brian Cage, he costs $250.
Pack, he's good.
Is that Neville?
Neville.
Yeah, Neville,
He's $1,000.
Pack, Ortiz, and Santana. That's a good tag team.
Collectively $800 together.
Damn.
Just telling you what they cost. I'm just, but no, just
Wardlow's a
telling you.
big guy.
Just telling
Wardlow's
you.
a big man.
Who?
Wardlow.
He's there. He's one of their big men,
Yeah, he's cool.
and he's Jake Hager.
Oh, he did really well. Yeah,
One of
you
the
know what's
worst.
so intimidating is a guy with a lisp. Those guys are very intimidating.
I agree with you on that. Like they should never. I mean,
Do you know when he was good? It was only one time in his career he was good.
When he first came to WWE?
No, is when he had Zeb Coulter playing the race card, and they completely did the whole "We the People" thing, and they did the immigration shit. It was fucking hysterical. It was great.
didn't Cesaro get added like later on.
Yeah, and they were like really confused. They're like, "Hey, this guy's not from the U.S. What's the deal with this guy?" Yeah,
Yeah, that was so. But the one person that they need to, I mean, AEW needs to get rid of those spot monkeys they have, like Joey Janela and shit like that.
Well, he's not a good wrestler.
No, and he admits that he's barely had like a lick of training. He admits this.
Yeah, I mean, he's
He's a good entertainer.
I pushed
He
him.
is a good entertainer, Sean. He is that.
I pushed him actually the night before his spring break event because he was talking shit on Blackcraft. I shoved him and I walked up the steps and called him a pussy. But no one will talk about that. It's okay.
John Moxley is definitely not a headliner, and I do agree with that one.
You know how you know John Moxley's a really bad wrestler?
How?
How many wrestling matches can you watch Dolph Ziggler have and say it was bad? I can think of one.
I don't know.
I mean, off the top,
Off the top, I couldn't think of one. Bad match.
I can only think of one, and it was SummerSlam versus Moxley for the or Dean Ambrose for the title. What was it, 3 years ago? It's the only time Ziggler had a bad match because that dude he's big though. But I didn't realize because we were next to him. They did Bloodsport. Do you know what that is? So Bloodsport, Josh Barnett puts together no ropes, and it's supposed to be a shoot wrestling match where they're supposed to fight, and it's not. It's fake, just like everything else. But it was like Raw Underground. That's where Raw Underground got the idea. So they just take the ropes off the match, and like Frank Mir from UFC came out and whatever. And like, there's some really good guys in there. Like one of my favorite indie wrestlers that I'd love to see get signed is Chris Dickinson. I think he's awesome. He was there. But anyways, my point is I was right next to Moxley watching the event, and I never realized how big that motherfucker is. Like, he's a big boy. I thought he was like 5'10", just because he's never been in shape. You know what I mean? He was in shape.
Like the only time he came in shape is when he came back from his injury.
Right. And that's like, yeah, he looked fun. And then he got his hair cut. He looked
it was like
jacked.
He was jacked as shit. Yeah.
Yeah, but he ain't shit. I mean, he's nothing special, dude. Like I think right now, like you look at AEW, the women's division.
Ass.
I mean, Britt Baker is literally the only person that I can watch.
And that is stretching it because her in-ring is very shaky.
I gotta understand though. She's dealt with how many injuries in the last year and a half? So like, to me, she's had like 3 or 4. And I think she's great though. I think she has all the potential in the world. I think
good heel.
Her as a heel is unbelievable. Mm-hmm. So fucking funny.
She's amazing. She really makes you hate her.
But then everybody else, okay.
Their tag team division is not terrible.
What do you think of Shawn Spears, though?
He sucks. He couldn't cut it in either fucking company. Now, they're saying what's going on is a work.
It is.
Okay, but if this and when this doesn't put him over, then what? The problem with him is the only reason why he caught fire early on is for the same reason why Daniel Bryan caught fire. Because when Daniel Bryan got booted in the fucking skull by Sheamus, people just thought it was so funny. And they were going, yes, yes, yes. And then that became his thing. The whole thing with Shawn Spears, like 10, 10, 10.
Right.
He won't pick up heat when they have 14 people in the audience. Because nobody at home's going to be watching going 10, 10, 10. So it's not contagious. He's somebody that needs the audience. And honestly, as far as being a wrestler, I mean, what separates him with all the other 5'9" guys? They're all the same. You know, it's like you could say WWE's all big guys, all muscular guys. All right, well, AEW's all little fucking twinks that fucking, you know, that are fucking five, like that Darby Allin.
Why is that? He's good.
He's not. No, he's not.
Why is he? He's a good hardcore wrestler. That's what he is.
Okay, well, that's not on TV. There's a reason why that doesn't translate to TV. It doesn't bring in money. Nobody wants to see a guy with a
hardcore title.
Okay, a hardcore title. Yeah, fucking 20 years ago when they had fucking mud wrestling and lingerie matches and they were fucking, being
They're
able to
asking
push
for
those
it back.
lines. No, USA is asking for it back. And Vince isn't going to let that happen. Vince doesn't fucking care because they're shareholders. He'll just
They're
cut the
going to
roster
get
in half.
fucked.
They won't get fucked.
They're good. They'll cut their thing down back to 2, I think, if anything.
Who
They'll cut it
cares?
back to 2.
He'll go elsewhere.
But that's the thing. You actually think
He'll
a
go to
3-hour show,
Fox.
Matt, is good?
Fox will pick him up.
Do I think what?
A 3-hour show is actually good for their business.
100%.
How?
Really?
How?
I get
How's it-
bored after like
It doesn't matter. You have another hour to advertise.
Advertise. They're barely advertising.
There's no commercials.
No, I mean they're
Yeah.
There's not an extra
WWE,
12
like
minutes.
I thought you meant like WWE's advertising like new shit. They're doing the same old shit, just showing old matches. and
Yeah.
that's it.
No, listen. The show was 3 hours, all for money. That's the only reason why it's 3 hours. Vince McMahon, Triple H, they've all come out and said, "Hey, this is really hard to come out with 6 hours or 5 hours of wrestling every week." But when you're being fucking given all this money, when it's a publicly traded show, you have to do that. You have to do everything to get their money's worth. To be like, yeah, it's a 3-hour program. You're going to get X, Y, Z. Do I think it should be 3 hours? No. As a fan, I wish it was 90 fucking minutes. I wish there was no opening 20-minute promo that I don't give a fuck about, pointing at a sign.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't do that. Do that backstage for 2 minutes and come out to the fucking ring. Do you remember back in the day when they would do pay-per-views in the early 90s? They'd be like, we're backstage with so-and-so. And while that's going on, the other guy's already in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
The people at the show saw the entrance, but they fucking did what they could to fill in time. But the problem is here's why it's so mind-blowing to me is because what WWE is they cuckold talent so that AEW can't be as successful, so that the independent scene isn't as successful. They bring them all in and they hold them underwater. That's what's frustrating. You have 3 hours. You can't fucking do something like that. Instead of this cruiserweight division that they used to have, was that a thing? 205? Is that even still a thing?
I don't even think 205 is 205 even 205 is around, but
it's only on the network, I believe.
So they need to just stop calling it what it is and just put it in with Raw and SmackDown. Don't fucking paint your robes purple. Nobody fucking cares. Just have them in. Just have them in a match. Add a title and put it on Raw.
Well, you see, Sean commented and said, "Nobody on TV wants to see a 160-pound champ. It's not believable at all." I agree and disagree at the same time.
It depends.
It depends on who it is. Exactly. It depends.
Okay, so here's my question. Who could be it?
Who's under 2?
who's under 200 though that could be champion? And I mean, we're talking Balor was like, but he's like 190, 180.
Yeah, and they pulled the plug
Still
on him
under
as soon
2.
as he came back.
And they pulled a plug on him.
Isn't AJ under?
I think he's talking more so AEW with the fact that because you're going to look and the new norm for them is going to have their main champion be fucking 5'8", 5'9". The only other guy is, I mean, realistically, who's going to be the champion? Is it going to be
Is that Courtney or George?
who?
No, on this comment. Is that Courtney or George?
Because what I'm believing is when you look at it, okay, so eventually you're gonna have MJF fucking win the title, right? Eventually he's gonna win the title, and then it's gonna be a Shawn and Diesel moment where his manager's pissed off at him, dips out, and he takes the title from him, and then MJF is fucked again.
So Wardlow?
Yeah, so that's why I don't even like the idea of him having a manager.
But here's the thing with the Inner Circle. Do they break up because of MJF? Do they make it break up because of MJF?
Yes.
Probably.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, it's in the works right now. If you watched last week, it's in the works. He's working.
I haven't watched in 6 months. But what I do know is wrestling is the easiest thing to write because it's recycled year round. It's the same shit. That's why I'm saying this is what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? I just think it's so funny that I keep hearing AEW talk shit on WWE for doing the same shit over and over again. I'm like, oh, so did you just watch WCW and you're just WCW? All of your champions are all your guys, because when you first started, you had the old guy Hulk Hogan, which was Jericho. And then you had the big free agent signing, which was Moxley. Well, we got to give him the belt to make him happy. And now Cody's jerking off. He's like, oh, now my best friend gets the belt. We'll give it to him now. They are just absolutely draining this dude's fucking money. It's not, there's no way it's going to be profitable, especially with everything going on in COVID. How's AEW going to last another 3 years? I fucking can't.
Here's my thing, though, too, with Cody. The thing with Cody, does he step back off out of the wrestling ring and just do executive booking work?
Well, I mean, they'll say that he doesn't do it, but I know for a fact he fucking does everything. I know Brandy is heavily involved in the women's division, even though she doesn't know shit about wrestling. Then you have the Young Bucks, who are in charge of the tag team division. Fun fact about
I can't stand the Young Bucks.
They don't
super kick here, super kick there. Like, how many super kicks?
They can't they don't know how to put a real match together. They have no strategy in a match.
They only know how to book a Young Buck match. That's the only thing they have to do is book their own matches.
Hey,
so they book tag matches like that.
It's just bukkake kicks. Like, everybody kicks everybody. They all fall down, get up, kick each other again. Crowd goes, holy shit. The biggest problem is that he's so good at the super kick. He was so good at it. It was such a great move. When he went away, people were like, well, fuck, we should do this. Like, we should do this. It sounds cool. It looks good. It fucking makes contact. It's a great move. Why should we be limited to this? But now it lost its value. So did the stunner. Kevin Owens doing the stunner is fucking stupid. His pop-up powerbomb was so fat and badass. Because he's just a fucking slob. He goes, get the fuck out of here, you piece of shit, and just slam him. The stunner just looks so stupid by him. It looks like he just wants to sit down on a fucking couch. Like, he does the stunner just like, ugh. It's fucking dumb. Wrestling, people are like, wrestling's the best it's ever been. Wrestling is the worst it's ever been. And the reason why, and I know this sounds really mean, is because wrestling is trying to appeal to everybody now. No matter what it is, it's got to be diverse. We got to have somebody 5'4" be champion. We got to have, blah blah blah. And then the way that they listen, I'm so glad Big E won the Intercontinental title.
Yeah,
but it's just the Intercontinental title. The way that they picked them up and they were like, "Oh my God, we did it!" I'm like, "Okay, Vince."
But that is a milestone.
Is it? He's already won it. He's already won it.
He won it, but it wasn't that big of a run then. It wasn't that big of a deal.
Yeah, so what is it? So, like, my whole thing is, like, I feel like WWE is like, here's how we're going to shut up black people. And then XYZ. And like, when Kofi won, it was great, right? It was amazing.
I really did think it was amazing.
Well deserved.
He waited forever. Yeah, well deserved. He waited forever.
And then they were like, okay, so we're gonna put you up against Brock. Now everybody else that faced Brock up until then had some sort of sign of life. You're gonna die in 30 seconds. Ready, go. And then you never seen him again. Now he's frisbeeing pancakes. Then with Big E, it's gonna be, all right, well, you're just going to be our Intercontinental Champion for a year. You're going to make this belt so significant because, spoiler alert, we're not fucking putting you in the main event card. And when we do, it's going to be it won't be title for title. It'll be something like Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels in Survivor Series 92, where if Big E wins, he gets the belt, but if he doesn't lose his. Or something like that. He's not going to win the fuck. They're not going to give him the belt. They're not going to give him the belt.
No.
This was to temporarily shut everybody up because of what's going on. And I think that's fucking ridiculous because I think he should be champ. You know what I mean? I think he's a main event type guy. He's a big dude. He's athletic as fuck.
Do you think, though, the joke gimmick, the jokey, hokey gimmick is what's holding him back?
No,
like the Miz said about Kofi being not serious in his gimmick, but like a funny thing.
No, because I don't think when Big E's an individual wrestler, he's not goofy. I mean, I didn't watch the match. Was he wiggling his hips and shit, clapping New Day rocks?
A little bit. He was still doing the New Day thing. And I know when I watched Paul Heyman told him, he goes, when's the last time that Roman Reigns was in the ring and you thought of him as the Shield? Because he put the Shield my past.
Well, I think they're gonna have to do that, and I think they're gonna have to slowly transition to that, because I think right now Roman Reigns is the best in all of wrestling. I think the storyline is fucking great. I love the fact that he has ridiculous veneers, that he's this cocky. They're ridiculous, but they're so him, because now it's all about me. I want to look good, feel good, play good, fuck everybody else.
And I love how they have his cousin just taking loss after loss.
It's great. Yeah, he's the sacrifice. I mean, it's fucking amazing. The thing is you look at something like this and it's like, I try and explain this to wrestling fans that don't understand, because wrestling fans are stupid for two reasons. One, they're usually from middle America where they're inbred and fucking dumb. Number two is because they're not smart enough to understand the stories that happen in wrestling. They're not smart enough to understand.
That is true.
There's a build-up. Like everybody, like for example, when CM Punk didn't fucking headline WrestleMania, suck my dick. He was champ for 450 days. He was still getting main event money. Doesn't matter. Blow me. Daniel Bryan didn't get to win the Rumble. Okay, instead he fucking defeated Triple H and then won the title later on that night. Can you guys just wait to see things pan out? Every Royal Rumble's the same. It's the underdog story, and then they win at WrestleMania. There's never been a Royal Rumble you've watched and be like, oh, I can't believe he won.
With that being said, who are you taking so far this year's Royal Rumble? Is it Big E or Keith Lee?
I hope to God it's not Keith Lee. He's a fucking snooze fest. I love
his promos. His promos
are terrible. His wrestling, though,
he's such a dork. He's such a dork. Like, dude, I watched and my friend is like really close with him, and I think he's a great wrestler. I think he does shit that somebody 340 shouldn't be able to do.
Right.
And I think that's awesome to watch. But God damn it, your outfit is fucking horrendous. You look like an asshole. Your music is terrible, which that's not on him, but the music change is dog shit. His promo ability, he just lacks charisma. And I understand that's who he is after watching that documentary. He's just a quiet kid. But hey, man, quiet kids aren't fun to watch. You know what I mean? Like, pissed off Drew McIntyre, heel Drew McIntyre, I'm fucking better than you. I love it. Roman Reigns, I'm better than you. So do I think either of them are going to win the Royal Rumble? No, probably not. And we both know why. Vince McMahon is not going to have that happen.
Who do you think?
Edge, if he comes back in time. No,
you're not going to waste that on, because at this point Edge is old enough to where he doesn't need the title. I don't think so. I know Seth Rollins is coming back in January. He's coming back January 1st. I think Seth Rollins is the X factor. I think he's in pound for pound when everything hits. Like when you watch hockey, you could say arguably when Malkin's on his game, he's better than Crosby. He's the best in the league when he's 100%.
Right.
I think when all the stars align, Seth Rollins is undeniably the best talent in professional wrestling. He needs to be a chicken shit heel. When he had the two security, J&J security, he was the absolute best.
That was a great gimmick for him.
Because that's what you need. Like when you have a manager, you need guys like to sacrifice for you. Dude, I'll say this. My favorite champion over the last 4 years is Jinder Mahal. Like 100% Jinder Mahal, because one, he has the look.
Yeah.
2, wrestling fans want something different nonstop. There it is. You never thought this guy was going to win the title. He
Never.
wins the title.
Yeah.
He has them 2 fucking Bollywood goofballs that get fucking destroyed every match
Yep.
for him. It's fucking great. And he's 6'4", but a big chicken shit. Like that to me, that was the best. It was the first time that I would watch wrestling and go, "Oh, this is different. This is fun." You know what I mean? I like that. I want that. Like they fucking ruined Bray Wyatt. That's an absolute fucking joke. The guy burns alive, dies. Okay. He can't beat anybody all of a sudden, but before he was
Exactly.
unstoppable.
Exactly.
Are you going? But is the storyline? I mean, like you said, with the storyline with Randy. I mean, Randy is like that kind of that person that's the cause that Bray Wyatt is.
Yeah, but the thing is, when you have Bray, who's Undertaker sense, like when you look at Undertaker, he's won the title 7 times, right? But
Right.
you can't ever remember one of those reigns. You know why? Because he's a larger than life character who doesn't need the belt. Bray's the exact same way. Bray is a very smart person. Like the man behind Bray Wyatt is he's been playing this character out for years upon years. There's a reason why, if you look at his gloves, it says hurt and heal. You ever notice he fucking beats the shit out of them and then they all turn heel? They go back to what they need. Everybody he defeats, go look at them. Finn Balor fucking wiped them off the floor. Goes to NXT, goes back to his roots, becomes who he is again. Daniel Bryan, yes, he was this fucking vegan cunt. And now he's back to the way he was. He's been doing it with everybody. And I think that was all they needed to do with him. Don't put him in the main event card. Put Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins was a face.
Yeah.
Against him. And Seth said they were booing me at Hell in a Cell. He goes, he's booing me. I don't know what to do. I'm the fucking champ. I just beat Goldberg or Brock Lesnar, whoever it was. Brock Lesnar, I think.
Brock Lesnar, yeah.
Yeah, I just beat Brock Lesnar. They were cheering their ass off for this, and now they want me to literally die in this fucking terrible red light fucking cage. And the reason why is because Bray Wyatt was so fucking over that they skyrocketed him. They moved him to where I'll tell you this with a fact, knowing this for a fact, Bray did not want the belt. He didn't want the fucking title because he knew that this was a slow thing to play off from. They moved him way too fucking quick, and then they got Goldberg who's like, yeah, I mean, I'll fight for $3 million, but I'm not fucking losing. I don't care who I fight. And then it just dropped.
Yeah.
The thing is he's telling a story. Once he wins the belt, the story's over. What does he conquer? He's already done what he had to do.
And with the hurt heel for Randy, if you beat Randy, what do you turn Randy back into? I mean, Randy was already the Viper, so do we turn Randy back into the very old Randy that
There's a darker
came into the business?
Well, you have the legend killer. You have so many different things, but the point is like it's just the wrong booking.
How do you think he'll come back?
Who?
Bray
Wyatt,
the Fiend, as you know, probably it's going to have to be with fire. Obviously.
I'll tell you something that they'll never do because they don't have the balls to take this risk, and this is exactly what they should do. He should go the fuck away till Royal Rumble. He should come. There should be 30. There should be, what is there, 30 people in the Rumble?
30 people.
There should be 15 people in that fucking ring when number 30 hits. And the second 30 hits and it's his music, the ring is just empty and he wins.
Oh, yeah. The lights go out.
And nobody's in the ring. And he wins.
Then no one's in the ring. Yeah.
And he just wins.
I take it.
Why not? No one's ever done it before. That's his shit. Remember, the shit would go lights out and all of a sudden he had the person.
Yeah.
Lights go out. Nobody's in the fucking ring. Nobody's accounted for. And just go with it. People are like, well, what are you going to do next week? Who cares? Money in the Bank, 5 guys died off of a 10-story building, and they were back in 3 hours.
In 3 hours,
the next day, really.
So just do something fun. Do something different. And I feel like this is the time to do it because there's no audience there. You can pre-record it. You know,
Yeah.
what Bray used to do is when he would come out onto the ring, he would come out wearing what I'm wearing right now. He'd wear an event staff hoodie, and he'd be in the middle of all the guys that were setting up other shit, and they'd put a big promo up on the board so you'd look at it. He'd come in like this, fucking walk in, roll out onto the ring, and then that's how he would do all his shit. You don't got to do that now. You got nobody.
Yeah.
There's no smoke and mirrors. You could say it's live. How the fuck are we gonna know?
Which
Yeah.
is why
That's why I liked what they did
it
with
better.
John Cena. When he fought Cena, when he put him in that Sister Abigail, he just disappeared. That was it.
It was the match of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not even close. People were like, I can't believe what I just saw. I'm like, he literally took John Cena's biggest fears. John Cena's biggest fear was turning heel.
Right.
He never wanted to turn heel because he was like, well, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can do it. So then they showed him as Hogan because Hogan was able to make that transition, and they don't think Cena could make that
Do
transition.
you think that is maybe a picture of the future when Cena comes back? Because I would really like to see maybe Cena be heel before retirement.
You can't do that.
You can?
So
Why?
no, you can't come back heel and retire.
I mean, you come back face because he's admitted that.
Well, no,
he
but
still
you can't-
has a
you
run
can't-
in-
You can't, if you still have one run left, you don't do it as a heel. When I worked with Rob Van Dam and I was on the road and he was supposed to come back, he was going to come back as a Paul Heyman guy because of ECW. And he's like, I'm not doing that. I'm not coming back as a heel. It's not going to work. You don't come back to just fade away and die off as a heel. It won't work. Cena,
even if he goes to his old gimmick.
no, because he did that and it was fine. I think when he touched on it at WrestleMania, when he came out to the Thugonomics music last year, that was enough. I thought like him doing it one time, that was enough. Because, dude, listen, you're 43 years old. Nobody wants to hear you rap with a fucking master lock chain.
No,
Like,
I'm not saying like when right after he rapped, but right before he became this new guy he is today. That middle section right there. That's what I want to see Cena be.
yeah, but that was a face. That was like a stone cold face.
But
That
he
was-
could make it as a heel. He could be a heel.
Yeah, but there's no
He
upside.
has it in him.
There's no upside to that. I think if he comes back, he's coming back to win the title, right? Like if you're gonna build a storyline behind him, he's got to win the title. He's made you so much money. He says he doesn't want to take over the record. He's got to do it. And the only way you're gonna do that is if you can
He already did.
17 times.
Yeah,
No,
he's 17.
he's 16. He's 16.
He's
No,
six. He's 16.
Is he? Well, he's
Yeah.
tied, so it doesn't
He's
really
tied.
matter.
Right, but guess what? When he comes back, what's your number one thing you want to do is make money, right?
I
The
don't.
biggest.
17-time shirt sounds pretty fucking good to me, right?
And Ric Flair has no problem with him taking that 17.
He doesn't care. He knows
He doesn't care.
Well,
Yeah.
because he knows it has to happen eventually. But honestly, he's tied with Ric Flair. I honestly, do you guys want to see honestly Cena beat Rick in championship wins?
Yes.
Why not?
100%.
Why not?
Why not? Because
Yeah, why not?
Because here's
Why?
why. How many of those titles were in WWF? One
two.
One, maybe.
in 1992.
And that's
Are we
when he won the.
considering-
I think he won
And
the
that's when
Rumble.
he won the Rumble. And
Rumble.
they just gave it to him. So if you know anything about WWE, what do? They reward
only
their
count-
homegrown guys.
Yeah, they only count. They only
Sting
count.
What I'm
comes
saying
in-
is, you're going to give the title to somebody, and he doesn't want it. The fans truly don't fucking want
Yes,
it.
they do.
Who?
Who are the fans that don't want it?
Me, and I'm a Cena fan.
Why don't you want it?
Because his time is up. This is what fucking Vince does. He harps on everybody that's fucking old. Bring in and start to build the next. Isn't that what wrestling is? Then, now, forever. There's gonna be no forever if you don't build the fucking future
That's not true.
correctly.
No, it's not true.
How?
People get so mad about that. There's a reason why. It's all about who people want to see. The thing is
NXT.
little kids would watch John Cena. I would watch John Cena. People a little bit older than me would watch John Cena. How many people are gonna watch who's Seth Rollins? Just wrestling fans. That's it. That's why Goldberg comes back, because people are like, "Oh, that motherfucker still wrestles? Oh, I'll watch it. That's funny as hell."
I mean, I get the name, which would bring in the even people that don't watch wrestling.
Nobody, I can
watch
tell you
the
this for a
Rumble
fact.
to see
I will
people.
knock on my fucking neighbor's door who's 68 years old with dementia. If I say, "Hi, I'm John Cena," she'll know exactly who I'm talking about. John Cena is a household name to a lot of people. And the fact is, he still draws. Do I think he should get 17? Absolutely. I think it would be stupid not to. It'd be stupid. It's a business decision. He doesn't have to go on a year run. Let him win it and fucking lose in 2 months. It's the idea of being champ.
Honestly, you have to. I mean,
let someone cash in on him that fucking same night. Fuck it.
Yeah, he wins it and they cash in.
I mean, technically, if he wins
At 17, somebody cashes in.
I mean, at that point, who would you have cash in?
You'd have to wait.
Have the Miz.
So you would have what you would need to do.
Get the Money in the Bank back.
The smartest way to do it is you'd have Miz doesn't have it. What I would have done is this. I would have if Cena comes back full term. He's not coming back full term.
No.
So this is a conversation it'll never happen. But what they should have done if Cena would have ever came back, fucking Ric Flair and the Miz have a good relationship. Ric Flair should have came out and fucking woo, and the Miz would fucking distract him, hit him with the briefcase, and that's it. That's how they should have done it. As soon as he wins, congratulate him, shake his hand. Ric Flair fucking hits him in the dick. Everybody wins. Everybody
look
wins.
like Rick's all pissed off that he beat him at 17.
Yeah.
Screws him and says, "All right, well, now you don't have it."
But they made a big mistake with Money in the Bank, because Money in the Bank is like guaranteed champ. When they don't win this, it's just not fun. Like, I'll tell you this right now, when Otis won, I go, "Oh, he's not going to win the belt."
No.
I was like, he's not. So the only thing I could see him doing is him cashing in on tag titles. Do you know what they should do with Money in the Bank this year? And it will never happen, but it's well deserved.
Make it go after any title.
Yeah. And do you know who wins?
Who?
R-Truth.
Oh.
And he has a chance to go for the heavyweight title.
I would love it. I would love it.
And he just says fuck it and goes for the 24/7.
That would be great.
Because he's so stupid. His character is so stupid that you can fight for that at any time.
He has to be the funniest guy right now in his gimmick. He cracks me up every time he's on.
You ever watch that documentary on him on WWE Network?
No.
He'll be your new favorite wrestler.
What's it under? The 24?
24, yeah.
Right.
It's so good because, like, I mean, you can go and through the history of him, he's always been a guy that has made the best of nothing. They gave him the worst shit, and he was like, "I got this." He's the most creative guy that they have.
Every time they interview him, they're like, "What are you now?" He's like 47-time 24/7 champ. I'm like, oh my God, that's hilarious.
That's
hilarious.
He said 45. 45. Hey, we don't have that much time.
Yeah.
Well,
shit like that.
Do you know about Little Jimmy, how it came about?
No.
So this was when he was going after Cena, right? And he was cutting a promo. He was supposed to call Cena Little Jimmy, and he fucked up. So he kept calling all the fans around him Little Jimmys. And then that whole thing created his shirts and everything. And then his alter ego is a crazy friend.
My favorite.
Little Jimmy was hilarious.
Oh, yeah. And then, like, him breaking Brock Lesnar. Like, dude, like, he's the fucking dude. He is a national treasure.
Yes.
And I'd love to see him get a title run. And he could lose it the next day. But just
who cares? Give him a title. Yeah, who cares?
I'll take it. Yeah. Just to see him beat someone, like, a big name, like
Oh, it'd be great. Well, or
Drew,
somebody.
I would love for him to
He
pick
beats a
Drew.
big name, but he's still 24/7 champ, and he's so worried about his 24/7 gold that he loses the actual title.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he doesn't
he wins.
care.
And he doesn't care.
care.
Yeah,
Exactly. He's like, oh, whatever. Like, this is my baby. Fuck that belt. Like, it's perfect.
I mean, that belt is the stupidest fucking thing in the world.
Well, ugly as fuck too.
But dude, like, he makes it so funny.
yeah,
Because you're like, oh, you know he's gonna get fucked. He's gonna find a way to fuck himself tonight and get it back. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Dude, I mean, like, he's the man. And like, those are the wrestlers that I like, is that can take something that wasn't like Roman Reigns. It took him fucking 10 attempts of hand-selected things, right?
Right.
And you look at a guy like Ziggler, who was a one and done. He was a fucking caddy for Chavo Guerrero. He was a fucking cheerleader when the main cheerleader was Kenny. Kenny was supposed to be the guy to move on.
And they were like, nope.
Dolph was just that good. You give him a fucking name, Dolph Ziggler. Okay, this guy's gonna be something for a year. He's gonna be a pest for some wrestlers.
Right.
And then he just developed and developed and developed. And his character is still bad, but he's so fucking good at what he does. That's why he's still there. R-Truth, on the other hand, is a guy who arguably can do anything in the fucking ring. He can literally do anything in the ring.
And he's a great wrestler too. He can
That's
wrestle.
what I'm saying.
He is.
Yeah,
Like,
he is.
Like
Phenomenal.
he's so athletic. He's strong as fuck. He has all the tools. That's why I would rather see him become champ before Big E. If you want to do the, we want a black champion, you know what I mean? And he's going to force it. Don't force it. Give it to the guy that has literally done everything for your company.
And
R-Truth is that guy.
I'll say it's a far stretch of what I'm going to say. R-Truth is. I'm going to say a far stretch of R-Truth. R-Truth reminds me of like a Booker T type character that was that goofy Booker T. You know what I mean?
King,
when Booker T
right?
first came, the King. Yeah, that's what he reminds me of. That's with R-Truth.
But better. R-Truth is better at it.
Yeah, and I just think the guy is so good. Like literally, like his songs are so bad. You can do it this, or you can do it that. And the people are like, "Yeah, what's up? Like we're cool. Like this is fun." Like and he's just like that's to me like that's what I liked about wrestling. When I was a kid, I liked characters. There's no characters now. It's just fucking Frank, and Frank is mad, and Frank's gonna wrestle you. Like that's why I don't like big champions. I don't understand why big guys are ever faces. It doesn't make sense to me because
that's why. I think that's why. Even though Kevin Owens went for the title, it could have been Cesaro that went after Roman Reigns.
Yeah,
but Cesaro was.
Do you guys believe that it's better to have a heel champion and a baby face chase it?
100%. There's no argument. There's no argument.
Yeah, it's the way wrestling should work.
It should work like that.
It's also because it's like you want to. It's like it's like for example, right now I'm a huge Steelers fan, right? And a lot of Steeler fans are obnoxiously diehard, and they're like, get off the bandwagon. Like if they, if you don't like them when they lose, it's like no, there's no. Here's the thing, you want to be a part of the rise. You know what I mean? Because when a guy wins the title, either the title makes the wrestler or the wrestler makes the title.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right now, I could say with confidence that that's in both situations with Roman Reigns. Because he's making that title mean something so much that whenever the next person gets it, it's going to be of value. And also the fact that Roman's kind of untouchable now, right?
Yeah.
Like he's laughing when he's about to lose. And when he wins, he's like, you fucking idiot. Like, you look like you had me, but we're just not. I'm just an alpha male and you're not. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And, like, I love that. And Drew McIntyre, I look at Drew McIntyre and I think he looks great. You know, he's got the look. I like him with the kilt. I like him with the fucking sword. I think that's badass.
That's got to be a heel moment.
Well, it's okay as a face, but okay, at this point, the only way for that character to succeed is if he would fight multiple factions down the road. Because him one-on-one versus somebody, he should whoop their ass. Look at him. But it should be something like, you know, what Nexus was or something like that. You need multiple guys to fuck him from the title. And that's why somebody like I think Seth Rollins should take it from him.
Yeah.
Because you have Seth with his little minions and fucking take the belt from him.
When Seth comes back, do you keep him in this Monday Night Messiah? I'm loving it, or Friday Night Messiah now. I'm loving this gimmick. I truly am.
I like it. I love his. Can I be honest? I love his coat. His jacket's so badass that he wears. Like, it's pretty sick. I mean, I like it. I think Seth Rollins is a fucking nerd. Like, I think the real Seth Rollins is like a geek. And I think, like, because the way he talks like this when he gets mad, I'm like, dude, like, he has to be heel, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I like that, like, they really separated him from Becky the last couple months.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I know that there's reality behind it. But, like, if we know she's a good guy, he can't be a bad guy. You know what I mean? Or they wouldn't like each other for what they do in the ring. So that's kind of the problem, is that so many people take it so real and serious. But, like, Rollins as a heel is money. Rollins as a face is fucking boring.
To a point, yeah.
Once he wins, he's boring. But there's very few wrestlers. Like, this dude was a great champion as a face.
Amazing.
Because he knew he was faster, he was smarter, and he would just outlast you. And he would make everybody around him look good, but he would find a way to win. He didn't whoop your ass. He'd fucking let you gas yourself out. He was the ultimate hero in a movie storyline where, you know, the heel or the villain is the smart one. They calculate everything, but the second they fuck up is when the hero takes advantage. And that's how he would win. You know, but when it's like when a face just wins, like McIntyre versus Orton, it's not for me. There's no uphill climb. What's the climax? You beat up a guy that you should have? Okay.
I mean, I agree. I mean, obviously with the Orton and Drew situation, I felt like it should have went another different way, because Randy is a threat in wrestling. And he's, I mean, one of the best technical wrestlers WWE has.
Yeah, he's a safe wrestler. He's a safe wrestler.
That makes him boring to a point.
Yeah, but he doesn't. But you know what, though? He won't fuck a match up.
That's a fact.
You won't watch an Orton. Yeah, you won't watch an Orton match and be like, this match sucks. But you can watch an Orton promo. You can watch him wrestle and be like, he's boring. You know?
Orton, that's exactly what I mean. Is Orton's wrestling is so safe that sometimes it's just like, all right, dude, end the fucking match.
Yeah, we know what you're gonna do.
He's very one-dimensional.
But
and his promos are
well, what saves him is the RKO because it comes out of nowhere. So he can be boring as fuck and then just end the match, which is nice. And I think that's why they do that. The ref gets in his ear. All right, fucking time's up. Hit him with this fucking thing. Okay. You know what I mean?
The ref's like, all right, dude, I'm even bored. Could we end this shit?
Yeah.
I mean, it's true. Anytime Orton grabs the mic, I'm like, all right, let me go grab a drink or grab something. I'll be back.
Well, I mean, that's because he learned promo work from Triple H. So,
but Rick was there too.
I don't know. I think Triple H is really good at promos.
Oh,
but you don't think he can get boring at times?
Triple H?
Yeah,
I think he
Drag.
drags.
yeah,
I think he drags. But I think like he gets his point across.
He knows what to say. He just drags it too much.
Yeah, and I think he also like he's very quick on his feet though, man. Like when the crowd fucks with him, he knows exactly what to say.
yeah.
When a wrestler might have fucked up his lines, he'll bring you back to where you are.
Like Kofi. Aren't you
Yeah.
supposed to be Jamaican?
Yeah.
Well, I think that was on purpose though.
So he can stop that shit?
That was how he was breaking that gimmick. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank
But,
God.
Dude, that was so fucking funny though.
That was hilarious.
I still laugh to this day.
Because here's why it's funny though, because he was built out of West Ghana, Africa, but he was Jamaican, but he grew up in Boston. I was like, bro, like you gonna pick one? You know, it's like when Yokozuna's from like the fucking Philippines. They're like, no, this dude's Japanese. Like, he doesn't even look Japanese.
Yeah.
Nah, dude,
He's Samoan.
he's fat. His eyes don't look American. We're gonna make him Japanese. Ready? And people are like, what? Yeah, Vince's like, whatever, it's good, when it's good shit. And fucking, but by the way, I just found out Vince McMahon is not doing well.
Really?
Did you see that?
No.
No.
Ryback posted something yesterday or today, and Ryback hates Vince McMahon because
I can't stand Ryback.
you don't like talentless Goldberg. Me neither.
I don't like talentless Gold. I don't like Goldberg either.
Yeah,
I hate Goldberg.
That's what I'm saying. He's terrible. Like this, like Ryback just sucked. He just sucked. His
Just
fucking
Goldberg.
his airbrush singlet was fucking stupid. He sucks. He was like if Rob Van Dam fucked Goldberg, or just if Goldberg shopped at fucking Rob Van Dam's fucking weed store. So he made a post though. And he said, hey, I just found out about Vince McMahon's health not doing well. I wish him a speedy recovery. And to hear him say that, you gotta. I mean, I was looking at Vince's age, and Vince isn't that old. I don't think 75 is old anymore.
No, it's not.
I think when you get into your 80s, you know, then because my Gram's 86, I think she's got a couple more in her. But with Vince, it's like, you know. If he's publicly saying this, I don't know if he's saying it for clout and he wants to be the first one to break it out publicly because that's very Ryback of him to do.
Yeah.
Or he's actually in really bad shape. It sucks, man, because you can disagree with Vince as much as you want, but there would be no professional.
There would be
wrestling.
nothing without him. Yeah.
For that man.
I mean, I have all the respect in the world for him. It's just. You know, like now the way his mind's thinking, I'm like, yo, what the hell?
With Vince's health not being maybe the best.
Who takes over? Triple H.
Triple H.
Triple H?
Triple H.
100%.
Yeah. He's been nothing but grooming him from like day one.
Yeah. 100%. Shane doesn't want to do it.
So who's going to be VP?
Stephanie.
Probably no. Probably fucking Shane if he's still involved.
I believe Shane's involved, which is why I think
because I don't think you'd have husband and wife 1 and 2 because then it's all the exact same. There's no arguments. They're fucking.
Well, I don't know because suppose Steph really wants the women roster to be 50% of WWE.
Well, that's cool if she wants to lose money. I mean, that's fine. Dude, you can say what you want, man. Like women's wrestling, it's come a long way. I'm still not watching half the matches.
But you wouldn't watch it. You wouldn't watch a Charlotte Flair match?
Well, she's the best wrestler they have, guy or girl.
But I was just about to say that. Let's be honest. The women today outdo the men in matches. In my opinion,
no, they don't.
No.
Go watch one of the Royal Rumbles. It's fucking disgustingly brutal.
The Royal Rumbles, but
their tag matches.
Their tag matches are horrible.
Terrible.
Okay, the women's tag is not. Not a big fan.
Anytime
one-on-one.
Anytime they throw punches, it looks terrible. There's not enough muscle mass for a lot of the fucking moves to be done. I mean, there's a lot of technical wrestling going on, and I think that's it. I think it's very 1983 wrestling right now is where you would look at the development of men's versus women's. They're just getting an IBM fucking computer, and it's just, to me, it's not there. I don't have a problem with there being 3 women's matches on a pay-per-view or 4 matches, women's matches on a Monday Night Raw, but
And I think there's
mean,
only
just,
a few women that I would watch in a match, though.
yeah,
Like,
and that's the
one-on-one.
problem is because you want them in the same match together. If you spread them out, it's shit.
So then, who are your top 5 women of wrestling today?
In
We're not talking
WWE?
all time. No, it doesn't have to be just WWE.
Right now,
Right now, it could be any company, as long as they're women wrestlers.
I'm going all WWE, and I'll go fucking Charlotte 1, Naomi 2,
Good one.
Well, Naomi. I was going to say Naomi, too. Yeah.
Natalia 3. But the problem with Natty is you know what you're getting from her. She's just
Yeah.
putting over young talent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm New Roman. She's as generic as they come.
Yeah. But if you're talking about wrestlers, yeah, those are my top 3 actual wrestlers. Becky Lynch is good. I like Becky. I want to like Bailey so much, but fuck, man, I
think she's talented in the ring.
see. I don't. I see her. I'd rather say Sasha than her. I think, but
I would say Sasha.
Yeah, I'd say
Yeah.
Sasha over Bailey.
you know. So, I mean, I don't know. Like I like Bailey though. Like I like her character. I like
Yeah.
both characters. I think she's good at it. But I'll tell you who's a terrible wrestler, but is top 5 to me, even though she's a terrible wrestler, is Alexa Bliss, because when she plays a spoiled cunt, she's the best.
Yeah.
A spoiled bitch gimmick is so good. When I have you do all my fucking work and I just come steal the briefcase, or I have a Nikki Cross to rely on, or you're not even going to wrestle me because I'm not going to be there. I can't make it. Sorry. Fuck you. That's great. But the problem is I think so many girls can do that. You can do that with anybody. But because she's pretty, she would be, I think, the one to do it.
But
And
could
she
you
has
actually
she has good athletic ability too, like with her
yeah,
flips and everything.
I like
Her gymnastic skills. Like,
you know who else I like though? I like Rhea Ripley.
yeah.
And I like what the fuck's her name? The fucking Riot Squad, Ruby Riot.
Ruby or Liv?
No, Ruby. Well, I
Ruby.
like Liv, but as far as wrestling, I like Ruby. No, I think Ruby's really good too.
She is.
Yeah.
But you also need that fucking obnoxious. Who's the bitch with no eyebrows? What's her name? The
Shayna
UFC?
Baszler.
Shayna Baszler.
Yeah, she's great.
Yep.
She's
Carmella's
great.
playing a really good gimmick right now too.
I haven't seen it. What is it? Corey Graves'
Just
girlfriend?
like a spoiled little bitch.
Spoiled bitch. Like a spoiled
Really?
bitch. I'm better than you. Look at me. I'm
She
that's-
has
nice
somebody
and
do
naughty.
her dirty work. She breaks champagne bottles over people.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I love it.
Because,
love it.
because when Carmella debuted, she had that attitude, that Staten Island queen and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Plus,
Yeah.
it'd be great to see somebody in Pittsburgh be a champion. That'd be fucking great, right?
She's not
So-
from Pittsburgh.
She lives here.
She lives here.
She lives here. She's not from Pittsburgh.
Hey, it's Pittsburgh now. We'll take it.
We'll take
The only,
it. We'll
it's the only
take it.
fucking championship we're getting this year, so I'll take it. You know? Oh, the Steelers ain't winning shit.
No,
bro.
they ain't win. They'll go one and done in the playoffs.
100%. They're gonna go fucking 0-2 in the regular. They're gonna get their ass beat tomorrow.
By Indy, yeah.
Yeah, people were like, "Well, the D line is bad," and I was like, "Yeah, that's
Your
cool.
offense is
They're saying
horrible.
their
There's
O-line is
no.
bad," but I was like, "Cool, we don't have a kicker, so we're gonna go for it on 4th and long and get fucked all night."
All right,
Yeah.
Matt.
Yeah.
So we had a topic last week. Do you think professional wrestling should have an off season?
Oh.
And kind of have like when people's contracts are up, you kind of have like a draft in a way too.
Okay, so what do you mean by a draft?
So I mean, not so much like a draft, but it's like, hey, NWA is releasing James Storm, and Vince might be like, hey, I want him.
Oh,
So
he's
for him, I'll
so
give you.
he's so cool, by the way.
James Storm is amazing.
He's awesome, dude.
But would you like to see that?
So
An
no,
off-season?
yeah, yes and no. One, it could never work. But here's why it would never work: is because Vince would show value to other companies, and you can't do that. That'll put them over. Number two is no matter what you want to do, no matter what you want to say, are they all having the same off season? Like from a time period, they don't wrestle for these 3 months.
All professional wrestling, not independent, professional wrestling is off for 3 months.
Hypothetically, if that were to happen, indie wrestling then, and then Vince would just buy them up, and it wouldn't work. And then also is that none of the three would ever agree to that. Because Vince would never say, we're taking 3 months off so you can look at something else. He would never let that fucking happen.
Yeah, Vince isn't
Well, it's not for everybody. Like, not every offseason, everybody gets to go look. It's all on contract. So if your contract's up, then you can go look. But if it's not, then you get these 3 months to relax your body so I can get you in pristine shape for when the season starts.
No, because you would know that they're being one-offed. So you know they're not going to win that title. You know they're not going to win that last match. You know that there's going to be like Seth having a baby. We knew he was going to have time off, right? All right, well, how are they going to do it? We know he's leaving, and then he sacrificed himself. So it just can't work, man. If there was only one show, yeah, it could definitely work. And you could honestly treat the 3 months as like a farm system and have your guys come up, and you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But you're in a situation where it just couldn't work. It would be so cool to watch. It'd be so fun. I think it's a great idea from a fan perspective because we would be getting a lot more out of the products.
Yep.
You know, and I still sit I bash AEW a lot, and the only reason why I bash them a lot is because the arrogance from the company is frustrating.
Cody Rhodes, in my opinion, it's Cody Rhodes. The fact that Cody Rhodes could not get over in that company, he's going to put over people that he thinks nobody else will put over.
And there's, like I said, like I have friends over there. I have, I enjoy a lot of the guys over there, but the problem is when you work within each other, you're never, even if your intentions aren't to put over your friends, subconsciously you're gonna do it.
Right.
Kevin Nash with WCW kind of really fucked them.
Yeah, because he was booking for WCW, right?
Yeah, and he was like, well, I'm going to be champ now, so fuck it. And then I'm going to have all my boys. The only time that ever worked was when Shawn Michaels did it. And the reason why Shawn Michaels did it, because he was like, hey, listen, I'm so fucking good at what I do. I know for a fact this will work. And if you want proof that it worked, when Shawn got hurt, Shawn was hurt from 1998 to 2002. And there was a chance Shawn was going to WCW. Vince said, hey, man, I know you're hurt. I'm giving you $750,000 a year to just chill. He got paid almost $3 million to sit at home for 4 years.
Wow.
That's insane.
God, I'd have took the thing too. Fuck.
Right? So,
I think, and also Nash is the reason why there's guaranteed contracts too.
Yeah. Yeah, him and Razor. He got the guarantee. He was like, well, let me see if my other buddies are interested. And they talked to Shawn, and Shawn said, yeah, I definitely was considering it. He's like, my best friends were leaving. I proved everything. There's this not brand new company, but there's a company that's going to listen to everything I say anyways.
I think he would. I don't think he would have be like who he is today if he had went to WCW. I think he would have fallen flat on his face out over there because they had to buried him.
I don't think they would have given him the chance. I think they would have been so excited to have him. I don't think it would have been a Bret Hart situation because Bret Hart was just a little bitch baby. He did nothing about it. He just cried. People will talk about how great Bret Hart was as a wrestler. Average.
Technical wrestling, he was average.
Average. Storyteller, great. In-ring storytelling, great. Promo, a fucking 0 on a scale of 1 to 100. Very bad.
So would you say Owen's better than him then?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. As a kid, so my mom, I feel like when you're a kid, you like things because of your parents, right?
Right.
My mom loved Owen Hart. My mom loved Goldust. My mom loved Shawn Michaels. Those were my 3 guys. I was doing the Goldust shit. I was gay as fuck. I didn't even know what gay was. I was like, this shit's awesome. There's fucking glitter coming everywhere. It's so cool. Just because that's what my mom liked. I was like, fucking sweet, dude. This dude fucking licks the ropes and kicks people in the dick. This is hysterical.
Yeah.
So I liked him. Owen Hart to me was such a fucking spoiled little fucking crybaby, little brother syndrome. He did it so well. He was such a good wrestler. As a heel, he was unbelievable on the microphone. When he would do commentary, he was great. And Shawn just had everything. I mean, to me, he still has the greatest promo of all time in 2005 in Montreal, where he's teasing the fight for Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
But then has Bret Hart's music come out, and there's no Bret Hart.
Oh, that was great. That was great.
Fuck yeah. And then Hogan's music comes out, and Hogan doesn't come out. And he goes, all right, first one I could get. But the second time, he's like, you Canucks are idiots. Like, fucking, like, I mean, he was so good at everything. And, like, that's, I don't know, man. Like, so yeah, Owen was way better. 100%. Yeah. And I remember when he died, I watched the pay-per-view. Yeah. It just, people will say, I started to see him fall. No, you didn't. There was no,
you didn't. It went black.
There was no camera on the ring. They went right to JR's talking and said, hey, Blue Blazer, Owen Hart fell. My mom was she was an Owen fan. She was at the hospital because we used to illegally always watch all the pay-per-views. She was at the hospital. That. Yeah, she had a bad fucking kidney stone infection. I remember we went to the hospital the next morning and told her, and she was like, what the fuck? Like, this is crazy, But yeah, Owen was great. And I think eventually he would have gotten to, I would say, a Christian level of he'll get the title as a thank you.
Yeah.
Won't keep it long, but I think he would have gotten it.
Yeah, I think Owen was so much family and not like he's wrestling, but more family.
Like if you look at the Money in the Bank, Owen would be the perfect person to have.
Oh, he would have been perfect to have Money in the Bank.
You know what I mean?
But with what you just said, are you saying that Christian is better than Edge?
I think they're both bad. I don't fucking like either. I'm sorry, but if you're 170 pounds and you're finishing movies a fucking spear where you just sidearm a guy, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I mean, Randy did put him out there, and when he put him in the greatest wrestling match, and mentioned like you can't wrestle, like you've never been in a wrestling match, which was great.
For that one, he did come a little bit prepared, more than normal.
Edge had a better gimmick. I think they were equally as bland in the ring.
Yeah, for that match, yeah.
Christian is pound for pound one of my least favorite wrestlers of all time.
Really?
Because I've never watched him and been like, oh, that was cool.
Did you watch his TNA days?
No, I watch wrestling.
Or Impact?
Fuck no. Fuck no.
Not even when Jeff Jarrett owned it.
Cody Rhodes.
Oh,
See,
Tell Sean. Say it again.
Cody
Sean
Rhodes.
Yeah.
Oh, they're the same person.
Yeah.
100%.
Sean doesn't believe
Oh,
that
100%.
Cody's a whining bitch.
Oh, he is.
He's a
He-
whining bitch.
I'll give you that. He's why he's just. I don't know. I'm a fan. I'm a fan
One
of him.
thing, he's
I'm
so
a fan of
amazing
him.
in the ring. He's just amazing.
He's okay.
He's average.
He's okay. I won't watch a match and be like, this sucked, but I won't be like driving on the way
Dustin's better.
home, be like, did you see that guy with the fucking stupid neck tattoo? He was awesome.
With that lift, with his lift.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. I'm so mad. You guys never took me seriously, and it really sucks. I wrestled my whole life to be in the shadows of my dad and my brother. This is about me. This is AEW. I have the Jacksonville Jaguars helping me. Like, shut up. Shut the fuck up, dude.
Yes.
I mean, like, dude, like, he's successful and he's great, but
I think he's a good storyteller in the ring.
people are like, do you think he'll ever come back to WWE?
No,
Fuck no.
Fuck no, he won't.
When AEW's gone in 3 to 5 years,
Oh god.
he ain't coming back.
He'll go to like ROH or something.
Because guess who the boss is? Triple H at that
Triple H.
time.
Yeah, Triple H is gonna be like, yeah, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, remember when he took the sledgehammer and hit my fucking chair? Suck my dick, dude. Like, you know, like the fact that Goldust is still wrestling, fuck that company. He sucks.
He does
Dude,
suck.
he's so fucking boring.
He is.
Like we get it, dude.
What is it?
Somehow,
Four moves? Four
Yeah.
moves?
Like we get it, Goldust. Somehow, some way, you still have access to Spirit Halloween shops year round. Like that's cool, but you can't wrestle. Cool fucking face paint.
But
I just can't.
Wrestle's better than
next week though, Matt, we are going to have me and Loudmouth Lucha over here. We're going to have our official, our own draft.
Yeah.
So how it's working is we'll do our draft, and then throughout the week we will put matches together, and we'll go by fan voting, and whoever wins in this tournament style will be the champion of the company champion.
So is this gonna be like Pokemon?
What do you mean, like
Or
Pokemon?
like you like so like you know how you have a deck of cards and he has a deck of cards and
No.
like, somebody
No.
throws out one
No,
guy.
no.
and, well,
No.
I
What we
see
have
you're
is-
Batista and I'll raise you a King Kong Bundy.
No, what we have is it's current roster. We have AEW and WWE. And we're gonna draft. It's 6 rounds, 10 picks each round. And we get the pick throughout the whole time. And then you could break apart tag teams, but you can't steal somebody else's draft. But as you see, Sean thinks he's got this. You know, but
Who's got the first round draft pick?
we got
It's gonna go off a coin. It's gonna be off a coin toss.
You gotta
Point-
take Umaga.
it's current. Current.
Yes, you gotta take Umaga. He'll be fine. He's just really good at selling.
You know who I didn't know was signed?
That is
Fucking Awesome Kong. I didn't know it was in AEW.
He's dead?
Awesome Kong.
You said he's dead?
No, he's in AEW.
Oh, I thought you said I can't believe who died. I was like, oh.
No. And it's actually a female.
Do you guys-
Awesome Kong.
Yeah, do you want to make a porno and call it Awesome Dong? And it's just like this huge fat cock. We could do it if you guys want.
Oh my god.
God.
I know a guy.
He said we could do it if you guys want. I know a guy. Jesus.
I mean, I don't have an awesome dong. If they had a wrestler named after me, it'd be like Mediocre Meat. That would be
Mediocre me.
Mediocre me.
And my
Jeez.
finishing move would just be me coming. That's just my finisher. Because that's how you finish, right? The only problem is every chick would no sell it.
And also the one thing though I told Luch is you have to go on the network. They interviewed Big E after his win with against Sami Zayn, and he said he talked about how he put in work and went and beat Sami Zayn's behind. And the biggest thing that I had to laugh at is they were like, he's like, yes, we went to work. I put the caution tape around. I spread them cheeks and went to work. And I'm like, I was like, no, he fucking didn't.
I love Big E, dude. I think he's awesome. I hope he gets a title run. I just hope it's not forced because I like more unpredictable shit.
Yes.
If he
do you have him split away from New Day now? I
think you treat it the way that you do. When they're together, they hang out and shit.
You don't have him turn on them?
No, there's no reason to. Because if it's supposed to be, because a lot of people are saying like, I don't know, I don't think moving him heel's the right move.
Why not? He came in as a heel.
What I liked him as is when he was in NXT and his song was Give Me 5, because he would make the ref count to 5.
Yeah.
Instead of 3, because he'd go 1, 2, he'd pick up the dude and still, I'm doing laundry by the way, and keep fucking slamming the guy until he would get him to a 5 count. I mean, I like him as a heel. Yeah, I think that'd be cool if they tried to celebrate with him in the ring and he just beats the fuck out of them.
I think it should have happened on the farewell show on
Yes and no.
SmackDown.
Because here's why. So if he does that, right, then what? Because you already had plans of not making him champion. So then he's just a heel. There's no shocking moment. The only time I'd have him go heel is if he wins the title. If he wins the title, they come in the ring to celebrate with him, and he whoops their ass. He goes, I'm tired of fucking dancing. I'm tired of the pancakes.
Yep.
I was the only one that was taking this seriously. He goes, every time we did a tag team match, it was either you or you with me. It was never you two motherfuckers. I always had to do the dirty work. And I got what out of it? Nothing. I never got a title shot. I fucking danced in a stupid singlet. I had this dickhead with a fucking trombone. Fuck this. And just whoop their ass.
And then join the Hurt Business?
No, because that's just like, because to me, is there any white dudes in the Hurt Business?
No.
Yeah, so eventually it's just gonna be, hey, it's every black dude versus white dudes. Like, we just had to deal with that for 4 years. I don't want to do that again. Like, can we all be friends? Like,
I mean,
but I love the Hurt Business, by the way.
love it. And
I do too.
I think he's kind of the shit.
They need one more person though.
Umaga. And just fucking hit somebody with his thumb.
But with that said, Matt, we always love having you on the show, man.
Hey, anytime. And what I mean by anytime is sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
But when we see you on a commenting, we will make sure to try to get you on.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm actually home because the guy there it is. The guy I went to Cincinnati with tested positive for COVID.
Oh shit.
And I'm high risk, so I just got my test today. I've been quarantined. I didn't get the holidays with the family.
Damn.
But it's okay because I'm literally gonna kill this dude if I have it. So we'll see, guys.
Yeah.
But he's gonna. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, man.
Oh no, I was gonna say like he's totally gonna sell the shit out of it too because like I'm literally gonna kill him. You guys can come up. We'll do a You know what? The pay-per-views they used to spin a wheel. What kind of stipulations?
Yeah.
You guys can pick a knife, a gun, a fist, a bat. You pick here on Loudmouth Sports how I'm gonna kill my friend to not be named, Ryan McBride.
But man, it was always fun having you on the show, man.
Yeah, you guys are the shit, man. We'll do this again soon.
Yes.
I'm gonna go jerk off now, though.
You go do that, man.
I'm gonna to the rest of this actually. All right.
All right, thanks, man. Have a good one.
All right, bye, guys.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That was,
God, wow.
that was Matt Light.
Matt Light comes on.
Man, I mean, Luch, it was only supposed to be an hour show. We ended up 2 hours, brother.
That's
2
okay.
hours, but
Next
you know
week
what?
will be another 2 hours.
Talking wrestling with
And-
Matt Light. You can always have a good time.
And before I have to say something, as much as I hate to miss out on this draft,
What? You're gonna?
I have to miss.
Why
out
you have
on
to?
the
Hold
draft.
on. You're not. You can't miss out.
See,
You're the
I
one who
have
wanted this
out.
draft. You're the one who called for this draft. You're the
I
one that wanted
need to
this
miss out because I have
because you
some
know that
family
you're going to
business
lose. You're going to lose.
I
this
have family business and
time.
situations I need to deal with. But I did find somebody that is very capable of filling this spot. And I did find somebody that, I'm going to get these notes and things I have put down to this person. And Sean, this person's wrestling knowledge is more than mine and yours. So I know that my company is in good hands with this person. And you guys will just have to wait and see who it is. But I will not be here next week for the draft. But I'll be here the following week for Off the Top Rope. But I will not be here for the Off the Top Rope wrestling draft. I'm sorry. But I got to deal with some stuff.
But with that said, folks, whatever the case may be, that Luch, we understand you're scared. So, with that said, we would like to thank you for joining us on episode 14 of Loudmouth Off the Top Rope. I am your host, the face of Off the Top Rope, the true champ, Sean, with my other guy over here, Loudmouth Luch.
You see the championship. I'm the best. You guys
We will see you here next week.
See the awards, Sean.
For
awards
the
behind you.
Loudmouth Off the Top Rope draft.